Rio Hondo Prep football is one of the best kept secrets in all of Southern California. As one of the smallest enrollments year in and year out, the Cares have won 14 CIF championships and have been one of the most successful programs throughout their history. Welcome to A Charge to Keep, the official podcast of Rio Hondo Prep football. And now, bringing you the latest news and content from his alma mater, a CIF champion in 2001. From the class of 2003, here's your host, Matt Ursima.
What is up, Rio Hondo Prep football fans? Merry Christmas to everybody out there. It is a special edition of the Charge to Keep podcast. I know it's been just over a month and a half since we last joined you, but I thought we'd have a quick episode here. A rather special occasion occurred yesterday for one of our great student athletes at Rio Hondo Prep. Quite frankly, one of the best athletes that has ever gone through Rio Hondo Prep. Ryan McCulloch officially signed with Cal Berkeley. He is going to be a Berkeley Bear and will start classes up there very, very soon. He agreed to come on and do a pod with me. So I'm sending him the info now. That's why you don't have my full attention. But anyway, huge congrats to Ryan. There was a nice ceremony at Rio Hondo Prep there in the Stivers Center. And he made it official, signing his national letter of intent to attend Berkeley in the fall and play college football, an official Pac-12 offer that he made official, and he signed with them. He committed to them before the high school season started, but there was a lot that happened before that, or after that, I should say. A great football season. He led the Cares to an 8-2 record. They did lose that last game there to Norwalk, one for the ages. And I thought, we had Ryan on in the summer before the season, kind of getting to know him with all the hype that was upcoming with him. And rightfully so. We got to meet a lot of his teammates throughout the season. And I kind of saved Ryan for the very end just to, to give him a chance to say things about the program and also about how excited he is to be continuing his football career at Cal Berkeley up there in Northern California. So you're going to hear from him today. Not going to be a long episode, probably, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how much time he has, but he graciously agreed to do this. And I know that the fans who were in attendance yesterday at the Stivers Center got to witness, some heartfelt emotions from him, his amazing family. His teammates were there. Coach Carson had nothing but praise for him, and just a special day indeed. We've had Division I football players at Rio before, but Ryan is a special one indeed, one that we will remember forever. And I would argue that he belongs amongst the great players at RHP. I mean, I would probably just say it right now. Probably the best football player Rio Hondo's ever had, and it's high praise. He's lived up to it. He's a great young man. That's why he has had the offer that he did, not just there, but other great institutions. And I know he's excited about continuing his career. And we are going to jump into that today, learn a little bit more about him, ask him maybe some Christmas questions, give him a final chance to say thank you to his teammates. I mean, this is no small achievement. Ryan has done not only just sticking around the school when a lot of other guys, may have had other options to go other places. I think Ryan proved more than anything that if you come to Rio, if you handle business, if you're a great person, a great teammate, you care about the things of God, you care about yourself, your family, you're going to be successful. And so hopefully he has paved the way for more future Rio Hondo kids that will maybe follow in his footsteps. So just can't say it enough how proud I am of Ryan for his season. I didn't know much about him, the person, but getting to know all these young men this last football season was just such a blessing to me, and something I am just incredibly thankful for, and getting to do this podcast and getting to meet all of Ryan's teammates all season, that incredible senior class, just a few of them, but some really great young men. And I'm sure Ryan will have plenty of things to say about his teammates, the juniors, the sophomores, heck, all those freshmen that played. I mean, what was that season like? That's what I want to know with Ryan McCulloch here, as he will be moving on, but he's still got some months ahead here in the Rio Hondo Prep side of things. I'll ask him about his classes and how the other sports are going, and kind of what Rio Hondo means to him. And I think if you got to follow this season in depth like we did, and hopefully, you guys were able to follow the podcast and everything. You really got to get a glimpse of inside and why Rio Hondo is special. And it was in large part to the big man on campus, Ryan McCulloch, who led the Cares physically, emotionally, just every which way that he possibly could. And I will say that team got every ounce of talent and effort out of themselves the entire season. And I thought, there were some ups and downs, of course, like any football season has. And the unfortunate loss at the end of the year, I was just so proud of those guys because they were up against it. And Ryan led the way. And as Coach Carson said often, Ryan always stepped up and was like, you're going to have to get through me to get to us, kind of a deal. So just a great young man, and I'm excited to bring him on the podcast. So let me step aside and we'll bring him on now to hear about what it was like. Was he nervous signing his name to that piece of paper? How excited is his family? I mean, what a wonderful Christmas gift to be able to sign with the school, a school of your dreams to head up there and play football next year. And I'm excited to talk to him, and we won't take too much of your time, as I know most of you guys out there are still probably finishing up your Christmas shopping and Christmas wrapping and stuff. So anyway, let's bring him on now. Mr. Ryan McCulloch, the newly Berkeley Bound. We've known it for a long time, but now it is official. Pen to paper, Ryan McCulloch headed up to Berkeley as a proud member of the Cal Bears. However, still a few more months left as an even prouder Rio Hondo Prep Care. It is now my privilege to bring on 2023 from the class of 2023, Ryan McCulloch. What's up, Ryan McCulloch? Hey, you're going to have to know this song top to bottom, man. You recognize the song?
Yeah, I do.
All right. We got the Cal Berkeley fight song there. Fight for California. The newly signed Cal Berkeley Bear is now joining us. Ryan McCulloch. What's going on, Ryan?
What's up? How you doing? Again, thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
Oh man, it's an honor, man. And yeah, you officially made it official yesterday, putting pen to paper there at the Stivers Center, Rio Hondo Prep. Was your hand shaking at all, Ryan? Take me through the emotions that, your parents had the Cal shirts on. There was Cal stuff everywhere. I mean, but what was it like putting that pen to paper?
Oh man, it was great. And yeah, you just asked if my hand was shaking. Heck yeah, it was. And before, when I was like I said a couple words, I felt my voice like to feel very shaky. Like I felt myself having to stabilize my voice. So that was like I did feel the emotions coming in. And then my hand was shaking because on when I signed my initial on one of them, I have 2 C's in my name, and I added a third one on accident. So that was pretty interesting. But man, it was great. Like I can't be more thankful for the people that came out to support me. I was surprised by how many people were there. So I was very happy.
Well, it was a pretty significant event for you, but also Rio Hondo. I mean, it's kind of a first. We've had other players, go places, but to have a big Pac-12 signing like that was pretty neat. I loved what they did for you guys, your family there as well, teammates, coaches. I wish we would have had some more media there, but I was unfortunately busy, couldn't get there. But what did you guys do to celebrate last night? You and your family. I know you kind of ate some food there with the teammates and stuff, but did you guys do anything special afterwards?
To be honest, not really, but I think this weekend I'll see them, for the holidays, for Christmas. So yeah, right after I actually kind of went to the mall for a little Christmas shopping, and then I went to the varsity basketball game, and then I kind of hung out with friends for the rest of the night. So I still celebrated that night in a way. So, but it was great. I was happy all day.
Well, what a great Christmas gift for you and your family, man. You've earned it. And to be able to do that is really awesome. Now, I got to ask you, Ryan, I'm a huge Christmas guy. What are your thoughts on Christmas? Do you get into the spirit big time? Is it one of your favorite holidays or tell me your thoughts on Christmas?
It is one of my favorite holidays. I'm not gonna lie, like these last couple of years, it hasn't been hitting the same for me though, as far as just like the way I feel around Christmas. Like it just quite hasn't. I think, maybe as I get older, I'm hoping the Christmas spirit kind of does find me again, how it once was inside of me. But I still love Christmas because just driving around kind of at night and seeing lights and decorations and stores and stuff, like it's a really warm feeling I get inside. So I do enjoy Christmas.
Well, I guarantee you that you will always remember Christmas of 2022 because of a few days prior of what transpired. Ryan, you mentioned basketball. I know that being committed to play college football now. There's probably precautions and things that are in the works. So you're not playing basketball for Rio, but you did tell me off the air you will be playing baseball.
Yes, that's the plan. Yeah, Cal, the coaches there, I told them that I'm playing baseball and they seemed like perfectly okay with it. So yeah, that's the plan.
Very cool. What is the schedule now for you? I know some guys leave school early to get up to their universities. Are you able to? You said you're playing baseball, so what's the plan? Have they given you any kind of timetable? As hey, when school ends, here's when we need you, or anything like that yet?
Yeah, I'd say so. So I believe off the top of my head, I think it's the day. Yeah. I think I'm gonna head up June 16th for their summer camp. So it might start the summer camp might start on June 16th. So I might head up like the 14th or the 15th or something like that, or maybe even earlier. But from now to then, it's kind of going to be a process of phone calls and maybe Zoom meetings and stuff, trying to install like the playbook beforehand, and kind of fill me in on some of the stuff that I'm not quite in person, like I'm not quite there in person for, as far as like spring camp and the spring practices and all that stuff. But I do plan on attending a couple of the spring practices. So
That is really, really cool, man. Now with the basketball games, are you leading the student section cheers, or what? You seem like pretty wild. I heard about you at volleyball games, man. Get pretty loud. So you're gonna kind of
uh,
lead the cheers at basketball?
yeah, no, the volleyball games was great, man. I had a great time. My senior year, I kind of wanted to for sure like support the girls and just be loud and just have a good time. But basketball, I'm actually on the bench, like taking stats and helping out the coaches and just kind of being helping out like whatever needs, like anything Coach Ed wants me to do. I'm usually there. And along with me are Cody and Anthony and Joshua Tafflinger as well. But I do practice still sometimes out of the days out the week just to stay athletic, and it's easy cardio and it's fun. So yeah.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, it sounds like it's just you being you, contributing any way you can. Ryan, we talked in the summer leading up to the season, had a great conversation, learned a little bit about you, Rio Hondo Prep, build up for your senior year. Now that we are, whatever it was, 10 games occurred. Talk to me about the season, man. For me, I saw you guys grow so much as a team. You came out of the gate swinging and just seemed like I didn't even recognize that you guys were such a young team led by someone like you and your senior colleagues. But talk to me, if you would, about the 2022 season and your last year at Rio Hondo Prep.
Oh yeah, thank you for the great things you said about our team. But man, it was great. Like it's something I won't ever forget. But I like how you said that we grew as the year went on, and I like it. That statement couldn't be more true because that first week against El Monte, we won. I guess you could say comfortably or convincing. Like we won 29-6, but it didn't feel like we had control necessarily the whole game as far as offensively. Like we kind of felt ourselves like shooting ourselves in the foot at times and things like that. But week by week, I think our coaches kind of in practice, especially on Tuesday, because Monday, it's the first day back from the weekend. We usually lift and run and watch film. So Tuesday is kind of our first practice of the week. And one thing they always reminded us is like, how do you eat an elephant? And it's one bite at a time. So we kind of attack the season like that, as far as being intentional and purposeful in a lot of our practices, and just taking it week by week and trying to get better at the things we can get better at and controlling the things that we can control and not worrying about the things that we can't control. So I think kind of having that mindset going into the season and throughout the season kind of just helped us grow as a team. And all credit, like I guess you can give me some credit, but the freshmen, man, they really, it was them. It was up to them to make or break the team, because like we asked a lot out of those young guys. Those dudes being 14 and 15 coming into the season, all but a couple of them under 200 pounds. And the guys that aren't under 200, like the guys that are under 200 pounds are like under 140, 150, really.
Yeah.
So it was, man, I can't be more proud of that class. And I'm really excited to see what they have coming up in these next few years.
Well, you guys had incredible leadership, and it started with you. You know, you were the giant in the room, and really stepped up. Could always hear you on the field. You know, barking at the guys, encouraging, of course. But I'm going to ask you a very simple question, very simple, and take this however you want. Did you have fun? I should say, I know you had fun. How much fun did you have this season with all the college stuff, you know, on the outside looking in, but to play with your buddies, to play Rio Hondo football one last time? How much fun did you have this season?
Man, I can't even put it into words. Like, as far as so much joy from this, like the joy for game day really starts on Thursday, because Thursday, you know, you get through classes. Hopefully, you know, hopefully it's a good day at school, and then you have a walkthrough, which is really like we execute and install everything, but it's also a good loose fun time, you know, where if you're not in, you know, like you're getting closer with your teammates and doing that kind of thing. And then right after that, we have a team meal, which is like my favorite, you know, because I like to eat. And then just the time of fellowship and us growing and bonding closer as a team was huge. So I think like my favorite part, the most fun parts were of course the games, but outside the games were like just any other function, as like the high school boys together were, like the high school boys were together as a team, like team meals and practices and all that. Like it was just a great time.
Well, one of the best photos of the season, I think it was at, what game was it? Maybe Campbell Hall. I can't remember, but it was all of you guys at an In-N-Out. Some of you were half in your uniform. Some of you got pajamas on. It was just it took all of us back, all of us alums back to that time and being like, man, just eating In-N-Out with your buddies after a game was just little stuff like that. To me, that photo really summed up the season to the type of friendships you guys had.
Yeah, man, I remember that night. It was great. And we spent so much time just kind of talking about the game and just the funny moments and like, and the moments we messed up. Like, so time just flew those first like 30, 45 minutes when we were eating and all that. But it was great. So basically, it was kind of like a player led in and out, you know, experience, because after the Campbell Hall game, it was a great win. It was a great fight against a great team. But we on the ride back to the bus, you know, usually away games will stop to eat, usually like Boron and games like that. But because not a lot of people were taking the bus back, our coaches said like, yeah, we're just gonna go back straight to Rio. But you know, like we were still living it up, walking around with our chests out and stuff after that game. So we decided, like, we sent it out in the group chat who wants to come in and out after the game on Baldwin, I believe. So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, who took a tougher loss than Campbell Hall that night was the carnage of the In-N-Out cups and trays. I mean, you guys did some damage after that game, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You're 100% correct. Yeah.
Absolutely earned it. You were quoted yesterday, San Gabriel Valley Tribune, maybe that was today. And you said, quote, "I'm blessed to be given so many opportunities coming out of Rio Hondo Prep. I think I took a path a lot of guys aren't willing to make, staying with a small, faithful, private school." Talk to me about that statement and just kind of what you meant by it, kind of just summing it all up, if you could.
Yeah. So basically, what I meant by that was not to talk down on any of the guys that transfer and like all that stuff. But I know that's especially the transfer portal and just how the kind of way football, high school football, and college football is transferring is just like sometimes it is the right thing to do, but I think people don't stick out, and I think people are just too early to kind of quit and be like, yeah, man, I'm changing teams, or like I don't want to be here. This school, this coach, this coach. Well, in certain times, sometimes you just have to stay put and kind of let God do his thing. But by the path, I mean, like I'm not gonna say I didn't think about it. Absolutely, like going into 10th grade, you know, like I had some tough conversations and some tough decisions to make with my parents and with coaches and stuff, to where, because back then I made the goal to myself that I wanted to try my hardest to play like Division I football. And yeah, but just that path, you know, I wouldn't say it was easy, but if it feels good to do it for RHP and my small school. And I'm hoping like younger kids and people that kind of might be in a similar situation as I was, kind of think about what I did and how just like you don't have to transfer and go to a big school to do big things and get big opportunities.
Well, I mean, they'll find you. I mean, they found you. You know, it's not. I think so many guys go to look for the bigger spotlight and end up kind of getting swallowed up by it. And it's no knock on anyone who goes to a bigger program. But what I think you did more than anything this year, Ryan, in staying at Rio all 4 years, you really did show that guys of your caliber, if they come to a school like Rio, and Rio wants to elevate itself, of course, to bigger and better things, but there's bigger and better things ahead for young men such as yourself to play at a school like Rio. And then you turn around and all you have is a couple of classmates, right? And a bunch of freshmen. I mean, it's probably not exactly what you expected for your senior year when you started at Rio, but it sounds like it all worked out pretty well.
Absolutely. You can't be more right again. Yeah. Was, let's see. Yeah, really three other senior guys that really played with me this season. And like on my signing day, just looking behind me, like, man, like this is not a big class, but it was, yeah, the RHP experience in football has been amazing. It's great.
The friendship between you guys, you seniors especially, has been awesome to see. Because you guys take a ton of pictures together, and you're obviously the giant, and then there's the three other guys or whatever, and it's just like, oh yeah, but you guys are boys, you guys close, super close. And if you would talk to me individually about those three guys, senior, they took the pads off for Rio for the last time. Talk to me about your senior teammates.
Man, they're a great group of guys, and each of them have their own like huge personality. Like I think I know them well than a lot of other people at our school do, and it's just great to be with them throughout high school and just kind of watch them grow as they've watched me grow. So, but you wanted me to kind of name them?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Cody, Zane, and Anthony, if you would.
yeah. So I'll start off with Zane. Zane's my boy. He's very smart. He's a very smart dude. Of course, he didn't quite get to play as much as we wanted to this season, but he couldn't be more of a better just friend, son, teammate, brother. I think his sisters would agree, but he made like so many sacrifices as far as just coming to practice and knowing that like you have to go against the starting team and you have to be on scout team and still having a smile on his face and kind of like doing anything Coach Carson needs. So that's one thing I admire about Zane. That's very respectable and great that he does. And then we can go on to Cody. Man, I had a great time playing with Cody this year because last time I actually don't think I ever played football on the same field as Cody because we were in the same grade, but I was a bigger kid, so I played a grade up in KYL. But it was great kind of being on Cody's team and being his teammate again because the years prior he kind of had a couple injuries and he wasn't really quite able to play football. So I'm really thankful that he came back and he was able to put on the pads again for one more time. And then off the field, the dude like he's a really sharp guy, but he's hilarious, man. He's a great dude. And then Anthony, it was great. Anthony's story is I kind of see ourselves. So when we were freshmen, we were both kind of chubby kids that kind of like had no drive. Like we didn't know what we wanted to do. And then looking at us as seniors, like not just mentally, I mean, not just physically, but mentally, like we've changed so much. And both of us during quarantine and COVID, we kind of had the same feeling like, man, like we got to change, dude. So during that time, Anthony and I both, we kind of, we of course we were friends, we kept in touch, but we didn't like sometimes I'd mention that I was lifting and he's like, yeah, I'm lifting and running too. I was like, oh, like it was great. But him being injured, he injured himself in 8th grade and in 9th grade. Like it was just great having him being able to come back healthy, have a full healthy season and have an impact on the team. So that was just like great. And then off the field, Anthony, he's also a funny guy, super easy to be around, super easy going. He's also a good student, like the other two guys as well. And I couldn't be more thankful for like the sacrifices and just how great of friends those guys were to me. Because I know it's not easy because sometimes I do get a lot of the light, the spotlight and stuff, and I know it's not easy being like the other three senior guys, but the way they treat me and like how I haven't heard anything from anyone about them like talking behind my back or anything like that. Like I know those guys are my friends for real. So I can't say enough about them.
No, you guys will never play football together again, Ryan, but I guarantee you the laughs, the stories, the memory, I mean, those will carry with you forever. And I'm sure that, 30, 40, however many years down the road, you guys will still be best of friends and talking about, man, remember that senior year back in 2022, the 2022 season, what a time it was. Yes, the class of 2023 will always be remembered. And you know what? You guys got to be the first featured senior group on the Charge to Keep podcast. I think that's pretty special, Ryan.
Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right. I'm hoping just I'm hoping the podcast can keep on going, because I think is great, and it for sure helps us as game to game, knowing that we have a platform and like someone cheering for us no matter what. So
Oh man, it's been an honor. It's been a privilege to do this and to promote the program. I've heard from so many alumni and friends who just love being a part of it. Got to watch you specifically and just to have at it and the emotional roller coaster of the season. If you would, Ryan, talk to me about that final game. I didn't want to talk to coach or any of you guys after that game immediately because I know it was very emotional. I will say I was so proud of you guys for the fight. You guys kept swinging. You guys took the lead. It was like the Rio Hondo magic was there, and it was just a little bit not quite enough, but we were so proud of you. If you would talk to me about your last game as a Rio Hondo Prep care.
so yeah, that last game, it was crazy, and it's never easy losing a game by 1 point. Like, it's always tough. Like, I just think back scoring that last touchdown, and then us being ahead. I was thinking like, man, we just had to stop him, and then just them just driving down the field. Like, it's not a good feeling, but it's football. And even after that game, I wasn't ever kind of like, I didn't hang my head. I think a lot of guys on my team didn't really hang their head, because we knew, like, there was no doubt about it that we did everything we could to win the game, and just, like, there has to be a loser, and like that night they were the better team and they beat us. But the performances by, first of all, Alex Mustaine, who has been our backup the whole season. He started his first game against Campbell Hall. He had to step up and start, and then going into the playoffs, Armando, after the broken collarbone, he wasn't back. Can you give me 1 second? I'm sorry.
Oh, we can pause. Well, Ryan, I thought the most impressive thing of that Norwalk game was that you guys got down early and you guys didn't quit. I mean, there was a lot of us who probably were like, man, we might get steamrolled in this game, but you guys fought. Contributions from everyone. Like you said, Alex Mustaine, starting quarterback, had himself a heck of a game jumping in there. Armando being the cheerleader from the sideline. I felt so bad for him, man, breaking his collarbone. And it just wasn't meant to be, but it is a game I will always remember, and a game I felt you guys earned so much respect for the Rio Hondo Prep program with the performance that night from the outsiders looking in.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And yeah, Alex and Armando, they played big roles. And then again, our freshman center, like, already, like, our starting center, yeah. Then to look back, our freshman starting center, he, like, we relied on him, like Elijah Gavi, we relied on him. He's been our center the whole year. And then he got hurt with the ankle injury. So then we had to bring in another freshman center, Jacob Gomez, to take over. And he also did a great job. Like, if I remember correctly, we didn't have any botched snaps, or the rhythm wasn't off at all. And there was a QB sneak on a 4th and short. And in the back of my head, I'm like, I've never taken a snap. Like, it's not like I took a bunch of snaps from Elijah, but I'm like, I've never taken a snap from this guy, but it worked out. But absolutely, man, like, leaving the field, like, I can feel like, over some guys, there was this like a rainy cloud, you could say, over us, but it's like the sun was still shining away, because we left it all out on the field. And I think, like, we impressed ourselves coming from week 1 to the team we played in round 1 of the playoffs, and this team we were in round 1 of the playoffs, where, like, everyone on the sideline, everyone on the field was proud.
Yeah, we all were, man. It was you hate losing, and there's so many moments in the game you're like, oh, if this happened or that happened, but ultimately, I thought the program earned some major respect there, and I'm excited for big things ahead for those younger guys, especially the juniors currently. And I know you're going to be a busy guy, but you're going to have to check out a podcast, or maybe watch some film from afar every now and then.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the plan. Yeah, you said it right. I will be pretty busy, but I'm thinking like, especially like even my head, like I don't think I'll be able to, but I was thinking like, man, like next year, like I think Cal's playing UCLA in Pasadena. Like they give us some free time or something on Friday, maybe I can come down and check out the game. But yeah, I'll be invested from afar, absolutely.
Oh, definitely, and we'll be rooting for you for sure. Watching you on Saturdays. Your college coach, he was actually at that playoff game because they were playing in town, playing SC. I mean, he was watching you very intently that night, man. I know you were busy playing, but I think he was really proud of your performance and proud that, hey, we got this guy signed, committed. Can't wait to have him aboard.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great seeing him because he told me he was gonna be able to make it. And in the past I've had some coaches tell me that and not be there. So not throwing shade, but yeah, it was great. It was great seeing him there. And although I wanted to make a couple more plays on defense, like I had more of an offense-based game. I was still glad I was able to perform and just show him like my versatility and my athleticism. So it was great to have him there for the first half.
Oh, definitely, man. And you know what? As we wrap it up here, I just want to give you a moment to talk briefly about number one, your coaches, and then if you would talk about Rio Hondo Prep football, what it means to you, what you'll take with it. But first, we'll get to that in a second. But first, your coaches, if you would. I know Coach Mark Carson has meant so much to you and the family. Talk about him, any other coaches you want to, but specifically head coach Mark Carson, who's now really led this program into a new era and is doing a heck of a job, in my opinion.
Yeah, Coach Carson, he had a conversation like when I was in going into 10th grade, like just talking about transferring and stuff. He had a conversation. He kind of made a promise or like, saying that like if I do the best that I can to get to be able to play Division I football, like he'll give me a Division I offer. And kind of my dad especially was the one that kind of remember that. And like once the offers started kind of coming in, like it was just a unreal feeling for him. And then kind of a little bit later he brought it back up to me. I was like, man, like he did say that. And it was just crazy going back. But Coach Carson is a great guy. I couldn't ask for a better coach because like he earns the respect from everyone, but it's still not like you look up to him as a man, like he's a great man of God, he's a great father, but you're not intimidated by him as a fact that like you can't talk to him during practice, outside of practice about football, about life, about God, about whatever, He's very approachable, if you will, as a coach and as a person. And that's like one thing I admire about him a lot. And just the things that he's done for me, like he's all this, my signing day, all this stuff wouldn't be possible without him. So I can't thank him enough. And then the other coaching staff, I'm a I'm gonna name them off one by one. Let's see. Yeah, so Coach Tarico, Coach Ed, Coach AJ, Coach JT, Coach Dave, and Coach Johnson. They Coach Johnson, especially offensively, like it was fun. Just being a part of the offense, even though I'm not playing that in college football, like I found a pride and passion to be an offensive player, and like that couldn't happen without him. By giving me freedom, by giving our team and offense freedom to play hard and play fast, and one thing he always said was, when you make a mistake, like make a full speed mistake. Don't like, we'd rather you make a full speed mistake than not do something at all because you're afraid of making that mistake. So him giving us that freedom and the confidence to play was just like tremendous. Like it was a great time playing for him. Then all the other coaches on the staff, again, just great guys that I look up to, and they supported me week in and week out. After a bad game, like they'll tell me things I need to improve on, or things that I need to do better and get better at. And it's just great having someone that can criticize you and not feel like they're bringing you down, but they're bringing you up with those words. So the coaching staff is just amazing. Like I was just looking at the picture for my signing day, and like I feel like heartwarmed by just the support and love like those guys have showed me throughout my whole RHP athletic experience.
Well, and again, echoing the statement with your friends, I guarantee these coaches, Ryan, whatever you need in the future, phone call, text message. I mean, they're going to be right there. I know Coach Carson especially loves to be active with the former players and stuff. So they're not just done coach. They're your coaches forever, for life, if you're willing to reach out to them and such. And finally, Ryan, if you would, Rio Hondo Prep football, it's behind you. You've had a great career, one of the best players in Rio's history, if not the best. If you would, man, take a moment to just sum up Rio Hondo Prep football. It can be memories, a recruiting pitch, whatever you want to say about your experience at Rio Hondo Prep football now that it is behind you, but you will forever be a member of our proud fraternity of alumni.
Yeah. As I said before, how I wouldn't want it any other way. And going to these camps and like these visits and all that, it's always funny and kind of like it gives you a good proud feeling when you tell someone like, yeah, like they'll be like, where are you from? I mean, can we pause again one more time?
Oh yeah, real quick, no worries.
Yeah.
So you were saying sometimes people would ask you, hey, where are you from, at camps and such?
Yeah, so camps, visits, anything football related off campus, it's always like I get the proud feeling of telling them where I'm from. They're like, oh, where's that? And then when they ask about it and they find out there's only really 150 students and it's co-ed, they're just shocked, and the look on their face is just like that feeling right there makes me feel good and makes me know that I chose the right school and the right path. So
that is really cool. And I know that, there's so many former players and members of the alumni who've been able to kind of look and see, follow the program. You've already said that you will. I mean, there's nothing quite like being a former Rio Hondo football player, Ryan, and you've carried that torch. You've carried the current torch, and now you're going to be one of the former. You're going to be one of them old guys real soon, but you got a long time before all that, right?
Yeah. I'll be over there on the sideline with my Letterman's jacket on, screaming my lungs out. I can't wait for it.
Well, Ryan, nothing but the best to you, man. Merry Christmas to you and your entire family. Can't wait to see you up there. What you're gonna do with the Berkeley Bears, man. Congrats on all your success, and thank you for all your hard work and leadership. You represented Rio Hondo Prep football so well, man. Couldn't be prouder of you.
Appreciate all the love again. Thank you for just keeping the podcast going and keeping it new and fresh, and the support I felt, and I know the senior class, the whole team felt, even the coaching staff, we felt it week by week, game by game. So I can't say thank you enough as well.
Oh man, well, we're going to keep this thing rolling. We're going to keep it going and make this a multi-year thing, and we can't wait for it. Thanks again, Ryan. Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas. Thanks for having me.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this special edition of the Charge to Keep podcast, having on 2023 Rio Hondo graduate, senior this year still, Ryan McCulloch, a great young man, someone who has really grown before our very eyes, physically, spiritually. I mean, just an incredible young guy, a guy that I think sums up Rio Hondo Prep football very, very well. And he has a bright future. His family has been incredible through all this, and just all the support, the senior parents. This whole thing has been fun. I've wanted to do this around signing day. I've known I want to do this a long time, and just thank you to everybody who has continued to support this podcast. It is truly fun for me, and I can't wait to be back in maybe the springtime as we do a schedule release for this next upcoming season. We maybe talk about graduation. We'll have this thing going up and running again in the summer. But I just wanted to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. Rio Hondo Prep football is around the corner. It'll be here before you know it. Kind of like Christmas. It come around every year. We get Christmas and then Christmas, if you know what I mean. So thanks for all the support. I hope everyone continues to check out the social media links and things of that nature to stay updated on everything that we're doing. But congratulations, Ryan McCulloch, senior for RHB, headed to Berkeley to play college football in the Pac-12 next season. Officially, we knew it would happen, but he officially put pen to paper to seal the deal there. So thank you, Ryan, for all your hard work, leadership, and to the Rio Hondo Prep faithful. We will see you next year as we wrap up this first official season officially. You can go back and listen to all the podcasts still if you want to relive the season. Listen to Ryan's episode from last summer. He had some great things to talk about, of course, and it'd be fun to kind of see the before and after conversations he and I had. And of course, the last podcast of the year was about a month and a half ago, recapping the final game and the season with Coach Carson. Guys, that's it for me. Thanks again, Ryan McCulloch. Thank you, head coach Mark Carson, for all the access, and to all the alumni out there, thank you for your continued support. Let's keep this thing going. And guys, I just want to say Merry Christmas and thank you for making this experience so wonderful. Have a great Christmas, everybody. And always remember to keep a charge to keep.
A charge to keep I have, a God to glorify, a never-dying soul to save, and fit it for the sky. Arm me with jealous care, as in thy sight to live. And, O thy servant, Lord, prepare a strict account to give.